much, but it's a great expressive thing. It's something a saxophone player or a trumpeter can do. I think probably, boy, the only other person who's really great with a volume pedal that I know is a jazz guitar player, Bill Frisell, who's terrific. But he and Derek, but the two of them are the greatest at this. And it's something to work with because it's a way you can add a lot more things to say to the guitar. Derek would also sometimes pick the notes behind the bridge and mix those in to get different kinds of sounds. There's just so much you can do. I mean, people haven't begun to scratch the surface of what a guitar can do. It's all, to me, there's a lot of things mapped out, millions of books and things you see in the library and in the stores, but it seems to me like hardly nothing's been done yet. It seems to me like there's this huge open territory to go out and to explore. When I was a kid in junior high school, the radio stations I listened to weren't the ones the other kids listened to. I listened a lot to non-commercial, listener-sponsored radio stations that played all kinds of music. Music from all around the world, different kinds of jazz, a lot of world music. Music from Africa, music from China, music from Japan, music from India. And I really learned to love this stuff at a very early age. And those are the kind of records I bought when I was in high school, long before I started to play guitar. And so when I decided to play guitar, I wanted to bring all the influences from all these wonderful musics I'd listened to from all over our planet into my guitar playing. And now is really an exciting time to be alive because we've got more music from all over the world available to us now than any time in history. With modern telecommunications and information technologies, everything's right next door. The world is getting to be a smaller place, and different cultures are coming together and creating new cultures, rich and complex things, and that's what I hear happening in music and what I try to have happen in my music. I mentioned how I bend behind the bridge in the Derek Bailey style of guitar playing. Well, a lot of the bending I do behind the bridge came from East Asian musical instruments, stringed instruments that were zithers, like kodos from Japan, the dan tran from Vietnam, or the komungo or the kayagum from Korea. If you look at the essential listening list in the booklet, you'll see I recommend a lot of these things to listen to. I'm lucky enough to have here with me today Miss Jin-hee Kim, a friend of mine who's from Korea, who has this beautiful instrument with her, the komungo, that she plays. It's a very strange instrument. Jin-hee, why don't you just play a little bit of improvisation just for a minute in kind of a Korean style so people can hear what this instrument sounds like. So when I was starting to play guitar, I had a lot of records of funny instruments like this, and I'd put them on and learn to copy the licks those instruments were playing, and I'd find ways of attacking notes and ways of bending notes that were really different from the ways that people had done before on the electric guitar. And it enriched my vocabulary, gave me more colors to work with, more expression. Particularly this behind the bridge bending, let me show you. Jin-hee, bend behind the bridge of your instrument. Show how you would do that. It's a common kind of sound, once more. A common kind of sound. Bend up and then bend it down. Common kind of sound in East Asian music on zithers where they bend behind the bridge. Well, I thought, might as well do it on the guitar. Might as well add it to the other kind of bending I was interested in. And sure, it's fine for the weird stuff, but you know, you can use it. I use it in rock playing too. useful technique. As I say, you can copy records of all kinds of instruments from all around the world, clarinets, learn drum things on guitar, anything, because you can try anything, and it's really interesting. But besides just learning vocabulary or learning musical licks from other instruments or memorizing solos, there's a lot of ideas, and very subtle ideas, in all the musics from all around the world. Most of them have been around a lot longer than rock music or blues, and also way a lot longer than Western classical music, way before Bach, way before all that. And they have their own ideas about rhythm, melody, harmony, and then things that Western music doesn't even begin to think about, like space and slower internal rhythms underneath the heartbeat rhythm of the music, rhythms more like the breathing. Just many, many rich ideas you can learn from music from everywhere. And now is really the time when it's easy to get that stuff, and you should definitely check it out and see what you can find there for yourself. To me, improvisation is the most important ingredient in all of the music that I play, and I think most of the music that I listen to. Music, when it's improvised, I think that's where the ideas come from, the improvisation, the energy in the music. And it's a great thing, improvisation, in all kinds of music, any kind. Improvisation is something that allows you to go beyond your abilities, to play things you've never played before, to say things that you don't even know are inside you. Of course, it's important to practice your instrument and learn a lot of different things, but when you get up to play, I don't think you should play the things that you practice. You should play new things, and improvisation allows you to do that. The more open kind of improvisation you play together with other people or alone, the more those ideas can come out. I think even playing composed music, you can put a lot more expression into it if you're an improviser, and you can play a piece so it means different things at different times, different audiences, different days, even if it's the same notes. Improvisation's really great. It's a democratic way of playing together with other people, a cooperative way that allows a group of people to play together where no one's the boss, where everybody's equal and, I hope, shows kind of support and respect for each other. And when people do that, they create music that's much greater than what any of them could have created alone, or even, I think, sort of, if you can imagine the total of the individual players, they become something that's much bigger than they would be in just a simple total. Improvisation really frees you up in music and makes you a much better player. Let's talk about some of the different kinds of improvisation that are some of the more experimental kinds that I've worked with over the years. Pure free improvisation is something a little bit different. It was a movement that took place in England and Europe in the late 60s and early 70s, following the example of free jazz. These guys wanted to use some more of their European language and musical language, European musical language, especially the recent 20th century classical music, people like Stockhausen and people like that. Put it together with improvisation and make really wild new music that was like no music ever before. This music was very influential on me, and I think it's kind of an eternal style. You can always do non-idiomatic improvisation, improvisation that's outside a particular stylistic idiom, that creates its own language, that creates its own style every time you play it. The same people playing together every time they play a different kind of music, and a music that's still expressive and enjoyable, full of emotion maybe full of intellect. Music that's not without structure, music that just has a different structure and a new structure every time. Jin-Hee Kim and I are going to play a couple of improvisations for you. First one, where she's going to play the chango, a Korean drum, and I'll play a little guitar, and we'll play a pure free improvisation and try to make up everything about what we're doing while we go along.